Hey guys, this is Anthony from We Review, and today we're going to be going over the MIDIPLUS AKM320. This compact MIDI keyboard has all the features you need in a perfect size to fit on your desk or to take on the go. This is by far one of my favorite compact MIDI keyboards that you can buy, and the price point makes it almost unbeatable. If you guys like the review, make sure to hit that like button, and if you guys plan on purchasing it, make sure to use the link in the description. As I said, it really helps the channel. So without further ado, let's hop right into the review. Okay, here we are with the MIDIPLUS AKM320 out of the box in front of us. This will give you guys a good reference on the overall size of it. It's the perfect portable or desktop MIDI keyboard. That's what I personally bought it for. In my studio where I produce music, I have a large 64 key full-size MIDI keyboard, and this one is for my office, something to keep on the desk when I'm playing around or writing melodies or whatever I might be doing. It's a perfect size for it. It doesn't take up much room, yet it's completely as effective as my full-size 64 key keyboard. So we can start talking about features on this. There isn't a ton. Let's go ahead and start with what's on the back here. As you can see, what's on the back is we have our USB output right here. Next, we have our sustain pedal input here. I was actually very surprised that something of this size and kind of the basic nature of this MIDI keyboard did have a sustain pedal input. It's really, really cool to have. If you have a program that's compatible with the sustain pedal, it's there, you know what I mean? So even though it's small and compact and not a lot of keys, it still has the features you need. Next, we can move on to what's on the left side here. We have our pitch wheel here, our pitch knob, and then we have our modulation knob here. Under that we have volume. Under that we have our octave down and octave up, and then as well as transpose down and transpose up. Once again, it's a very basic package, but I feel like it comes with everything that you need in a MIDI keyboard to write music or practice playing the piano or whatever else you might be using it for. So with the pitch knob here, you can tell if I play this key and I put this up, it pitches it up, or puts it down, it pitches it down. As far as the modulation here, this is controlling a cutoff within my VST. I just have this plugged into Nexus at the moment, and that's going to be controlling my cutoff. But once again, with the MIDI keyboard, you can program these to do just about anything that you want. I mean, that's the beauty of using a MIDI keyboard, is that you can use every key on this keyboard however you like and however the program that you're using allows you to use it. The volume I currently don't have routed to anything in my DAW, so it's not doing anything, but once again, with a MIDI keyboard, you can route these to do anything. The octave up and octave down, pretty basic. I'm simply changing the octave up and down using these buttons. Very simple, very straightforward, and something that I use a lot, especially with such a small keyboard. You have your range here, but you want to go to a lower note, you just use these buttons and it does it for you. It's super easy with a small compact keyboard like this. And then what's really cool about this, you also have transpose, which is something I was surprised to see on this keyboard as well. Just to give you an example of what the transpose does. Once again, a very effective and helpful thing to have when you're working with something compact, not a lot of keys. The next thing I want to talk about is the keys themselves. These keys are velocity sensitive, which is a great feature. Once again, very surprised to see this in something so cheap and so compact. It has all the bells and whistles you need. So just an example of what I mean by that, the lighter I press the note, or the lighter I press the key, the softer the note hit is. So if I press it very softly, you can barely hear it, but if I press it hard, it's hitting the full velocity of that key you're pressing. Which is awesome for if you want to record natural sounding melodies or keys or chords or whatever you're using it for. It's very nice to have that feature. The black keys have this as well. Super helpful and super surprising that something of this price and the overall name, MIDIPLUS isn't a popular name or anything, has all these features. It's really makes this a fantastic MIDI keyboard to have if you're looking for a compact MIDI keyboard or a cheap MIDI keyboard option. So now that we've talked about all the features of this keyboard, we can move into my overall opinion on the keyboard. I've been using this for about 5 or 6 months now. I've written a few different tracks with it, and I've used it in my office to write chords and melodies and used it in my day-to-day production, and so far it's been fantastic. The keys, as you can see, they're a bit smaller than a full-size keyboard, but that's of course to be expected when you're getting something mini and small. But they're not small enough to where I can't play chords and I can't write what I want to write, or it hinders my ability to use it. They're still totally fine sized. Overall, it feels very strong. It doesn't feel cheap in any way. I feel like I could be totally happy to throw this in my backpack when I'm traveling and use it on the road producing. I feel like it's incredibly sturdy, and even though it's a cheaper, smaller keyboard, it doesn't feel like this thing could get banged up very easily. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with this, big, heavy, bulky, expensive equipment, is that when you're moving it or using it outside or using it for a live performance, your concern is, am I going to break it? I have this such an expensive piece of gear here, but with this, not only do you have cheap, but you also have the feeling of its sturdiness. You know what I mean? I feel like I could drop this on the ground if something bad happened. You know what I mean? And it would be totally fine to live through it. Actually, on the way bringing it in, I smacked it into the wall, and you know what I mean? I didn't feel at all that it was flimsy or cheap or anything like that. Right out of the box, I knew it was exactly what I needed. I knew it was incredibly straightforward, and I've been completely happy with using it ever since. All right, so that's everything I wanted to cover today for this keyboard. I genuinely think for the price point, the overall quality, and the features this thing has, it makes it unbeatable. It's most definitely my most recommended compact MIDI keyboard that you can buy on the market, and I plan on using this thing for many years to come. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to all your guys' questions, concerns, and try to give you some advice. If you guys like the review, make sure to hit that like button, and if you guys plan on purchasing it, make sure to use the link in the description. As I said, it really helps the channel. Thanks so much, guys, and have a good one.